So the next thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and start the base for my foundation. And I use the NYX hydratouch primer. As you can tell, I love NYX. Okay, NYX is, I mean, it's not slept on, but like, we need to appreciate it more. Okay, their products are cheap, they're good, and this is not sponsored. Okay, but NYX, if you're out there, holla at your girl. Okay, I'm gonna be putting this on all over my face, and this primer honestly feels so great. It's so like liquidy, honestly just kind of melting your skin, and it just feels so good, and it's so lightweight. It doesn't feel too heavy on your skin, and it just, oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. So the next thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and put on my foundation, and as you already guessed, my foundation is NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. Honestly, a lot of products throughout this whole video is gonna be from NYX, and it's in the shade Soft Beige. I have, for the most part, clear skin, so I don't need a full total coverage foundation. So this foundation is really good for my skin type. It's very liquidy, and it's not dense and heavy like full coverage foundation would be. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend this out with a damp beauty blender, because a damp beauty blender honestly just like really makes it look like a part of my skin. Honestly, a little goes a long way. You don't really need a lot for it to cover your whole face, and I knew that, yet still put a lot. Since I forgot about my falsies and I had to glue them, we're gonna move on with the face. And I'm gonna go in with the, it's already uncapped, but it's the Anastasia Beverley Hills concealer in the shade 0.75. And I'm just gonna be taking same flat brush and putting it in underneath my eyes. Zone, so my forehead, down my nose, on my cupid's bow, and then on my chin. I'm gonna go ahead and add my cream contour as well, so that we can just blend it all together. I'm using the Anastasia cream contour kit, and I'm gonna be using this this shade right here on the edge. And I'm just gonna place that on the side of my face. Now we're gonna go back and we're gonna pause, put our falsies on, because we need to get those back. So now that we've got those on, make sure they're on there. Alright, so continuing with my contour, you want to focus your contour. I usually try focusing it in like the middle of my ear. And that's it. And now I'm gonna blend out my contour first, and then go back in with the concealer on this general area, and then I'm gonna blend the concealer first in my T-zone and then blend out my contour. So. And I just use a small beauty blender for this. My camera stopped filming for a second, so but all I did was pretty much blend out the rest of my face. What I'm gonna do is get I'm gonna be using the Coty Airspun translucent powder. I'm gonna be putting this translucent powder right underneath my eyes, just to make sure that it doesn't crease while I put on my contour and everything else. So just for right now, it's just underneath the eyes. I will go back and, you know, bake my whole face, but for right now we're just putting it underneath the eyes so that they don't crease while we do everything else. So now that you have that going, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil in medium deep, and I'm gonna be using just this unicorn big brush that I have, and then this small Wet n Wild brush for my nose. So now that that is all done, now we can finally bake our face. Honestly, the key to this is just go ham. Honestly, just put powder everywhere. Alright, I'm gonna be putting powder right underneath my contour to make it more crisp and like clean cut. I'm putting it on the bridges of my nose, the bridges on the sides of my nose, and then right here on like around my nostrils, just because I get so oily right there, so that's why I kind of pack it on right there. Oh, and I'm using a beauty blender with like an angle to it just for this. And this beauty blender is really good for this because the angle side helps you with the lines, and then the round side helps you just powder everything else. I'm gonna go ahead and dust off the rest of my face. And I'm just using a Sonia Kashuk fluffy brush to just dust it all off. And when you're dusting it off, since I didn't put powder like in this general area, I like to like pat it up to make sure like that part gets powdered, and as I'm dusting off, I pat still to make sure that the powder gets in my foundation and really mattifies it before I start, you know, dusting it off. And for this, you don't want it, I don't like clean cut like line. Usually what I do is like I'll pat into it and then just like brush into my contour just to kind of blend the line more or less, but still keep it kind of cut. Alright, now for blush, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in the shade Party. And I say that because it's with 3 A's, so it's Party. Did you feel me? That's kind of extra, but yeah. Whatever. So I'm just gonna be taking an IT Cosmetics fluffy brush to put on my blush. I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips with Nonetheless NYX retractable lip liner in the shade Sand Beige. And I like to overline my lips, so I just go ahead and line slightly over my lips at the top, but come back to where my natural lip is towards the sides. So for my lipstick choice, I'm going in with the Anastasia Beverley Hills liquid lipstick in Pure Hollywood. And before I put this on, I like putting on chapstick just to moisturize my lips so they're not as dry and cakey. And y'all, if my camera dies, I'm sorry. Alrighty. So now that that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and last but not least put on some highlight. I like going in with the liquid highlight just like anything else. I go in with cream, liquid first, and then go in with powder. So I'm gonna be using the Cover FX Custom Enhancing Drops in the shade Celestial, and a little goes a long way with these, and I mean a long way. So I'm pretty much only put this on the tip of my nose, right here in between my eyebrows, on the tops of my cheeks, and honestly, and that's it. When I say a little goes a long way, a little goes a long way. Look at that. Alright, now that I have that put on, to put on top of that for powder highlight, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Aurora Glow Kit. And I use a mixture of shades. I use Lyra and Eclipse, and I just kind of mix those two together and put them everywhere that I put the liquid enhancing drops. This will have you blinded. Looking like a whole snack, like a disco ball, like a glazed donut. Alrighty, sorry guys, my camera died, so pretty much all that y'all missed was me just also add some lip gloss, and I put on the Pixie by Petra lip gloss in the shade Petal Ice. So that's pretty much all you missed. And I set my face with the Maybelline Master Fix water boosting setting spray. So I just used that at the end to set my full face, and that's it. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give me a like down below. Go ahead and comment, subscribe, and yeah, that's it. Follow my social medias, they'll be right here. So yeah, that's it. Bye. Okay.